So in this problem, we're given a table and we're given some information about the atom, and we've got to calculate some of these other variables here. So I'm given the element Se, which stands for selenium. I'm given the mass number, and I'm asked to calculate the number of neutrons, the number of protons, and the number of electrons. So the first thing I want to do is I want to find out how many protons this element has. And I look at the periodic table, and here's selenium right here, and there's the atomic number above selenium. So the atomic number is the number of protons. So selenium has 34 protons. So once I know how many protons there are, then I'm able to calculate the number of electrons and the number of neutrons. Let me start with neutrons first. I'm given the mass number, which, remember, the mass number is the sum of the neutrons and the protons. So if the sum of that is 78, I'll subtract 34 from 78 to get the number of neutrons. So that's going to be 44. Now, last, let's look at number of electrons. I'm told that the overall charge is -2. That means I have 2 more electrons than protons. So therefore, if I have 34 protons, I've got to have 36 electrons. All right, now let's look at our second column here. It doesn't tell us what the element is, but we are giving a mass number and the number of neutrons. So remembering that the mass number is the sum of neutrons and protons, if I subtract 36 from 65, I will get the number of protons, which is 29. And once I know the number of protons, it doesn't look like a 2, let's see. Once I know the number of protons, I'll look at the periodic table. Here is the element that has 29 protons in its nucleus, copper, and so now I know what the symbol is. It's going to be copper. Now that I know how many protons I have, I can now determine how many electrons. I have a +1 charge, so that means I have 1 more proton than electron. So my number of electrons is going to be 28. If my overall charge is positive, it means that protons win and I have more protons. If my overall charge is negative, it means electrons win and I have more electrons. Now, in this next example, I have the same number of protons and electrons, so my charge is going to be 0. And once I know that I have 36 protons, I know what my symbol is going to be. Ooh, let me get my periodic table up here. 36 is krypton. Okay, so bring back, it's going to be krypton, and my mass number is just going to be the sum of my neutrons and protons. That's what a mass number is. So that mass number is going to be 77. Now that's how you fill out this table.